You're such an asshole.
Hello, children. We got a Clarey test request. Dear Mr. Clarey, well, 3 of them. Can you do a Clarey test on Grace Hopper, one of the inventors of the COBOL programming language, and former Vice Admiral who is like Lisa Sue in some ways? Oh, yeah, that gal. Dude, she was badass. Rod Canion, founder of Compaq Computer Corporation, and without him, we would not have the portable computer. And Jack Tramiel, founder of Commodore Computer, and it is a shame that they closed down. So let's do with Grace Hopper. So this is a gal who they had about a month ago. There was an all female job convention. I think Grace Hopper was the namesake, like the Grace Hopper all female job convention. And 20 years ago, I would have been all for it. You know, girls want their little, sure, absolutely. Women are different than men. They should have their own event. And oh no, fuck you girls now. Fuck you with a stick. You want to be racist? I'm sorry. You want to be sexist and discriminatory against men? You want to go to war? You want to make it up like, oh, well, gender is fluid. We can identify. Fuck you. Fuck you. And all the way, fuck you for voting for socialism and enslaving us all to the government because you felt good about giving other people other people's money. Not your own. Heaven forbid that. So fuck you. Fuck you very much. And now what ended up happening at this women's job convention, a bunch of men showed up, identified as women, and they threw a fucking hissy fit. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Fuck you with a stick. In Minecraft, obviously not in the real world. Metaphorically, I mean, you're a hypocrite, you're a liar, you're evil, you're bigoted, and you're dishonest. I think that's the main thing. You're dishonest. And fuck right off with that shit because you're bad people. Let me continue reading. So let's do Grace Hopper first here. This guy looks like no joke. Grace Brewster Hopper, 1906, 1992, American computer scientist, mathematician, United States Navy Rear Admiral. Look at that. This is before it was all like, well, let's just promote you because you got a badge. One of the first programmers of the Harvard Mark I computer, she was a pioneer in computer programming who invented one of the first linkers. Hopper was the first to devise the theory of machine-independent programming languages, and the Flowmatic programming language she was created using this theory was later extended to create COBOL, an early high-level programming language still used today. Prior to joining the Navy, Hopper earned a PhD in both mathematics and mathematical physics from Yale University, was a professor of mathematics at Vassar College. Look at this gal. So what was this in the, well, here it is. Well, no, Wikipedia, I'm not donating to you. So she had to have gone to school back in the day, like no joke. So already she doesn't have a worthless degree. Hopper attempted to enlist in the Navy during World War II, but was rejected because she was 34 years old. She instead joined the Navy Reserves, leaving her position at Vassar. Hopper began her computer. See, this is back in the day when women cared about America, but you girls just vote to take everyone else's money away. Because Democrat, oh my God, people, woogie. Most childish political platform ever. Hopper began her computing career in 1944 when she worked on the Harvard Mark I, led by Howard H. Aiken. In 1949, she joined the Eckert Maltschy Computer Corporation, was part of the team that developed the UNIVAC 1 computer. At Eckert Maltschy, she managed the development of one of the first COBOL compilers. She believed that programming should be simplified with an English-based computer programming language. Her compiler converted English terms into machine code understood by computers. By 1952, Hopper had finished a program linker, originally called a compiler, which was written for the A0 system. During a wartime service, she co-authored 3 papers based on her work with the Harvard Mark I. She's accredited with writing the first computer manual, a manual of operation for the automatic sequence-controlled calculator. Let me tell all you feminist studies majors, you're not a fly on a piece of shit compared to this woman. This is your strong, independent woman, Exhibit A. You pieces of shit, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Here's a gal. Here's one we'll play. Here's a real gal. In 54, she chose Hopper. Elke Muckert chose Hopper to lead the Department for Automatic Programming. She led the release of some of the first compiled language like Flowmatic. I mean, it's just going through more and more and more here. She retired from the Naval Reserve, but in 1967, the Navy recalled her to active duty for Vietnam. Look at this gal. All these girls should be ashamed of themselves who attended that job fair and whined when they under this woman's name. You don't hold a candle to this woman. This woman didn't bitch and whine once in her life. I guarantee you. Everyone else, oh, I'm a victim. Oh. She retired from the Navy in 1986 and found work as a consultant for Digital Equipment Corporation, sharing her computer experiences. So she died in 92, retired from the Navy at 86. Oh, in 86. She was an older gal. I'm just thinking how long she worked. So she started working in 86. 6 years before she passed away, she was still working. Early life and education. Born New York City, eldest of 3 children. Scottish attended West. Her grandfather, an admiral in the U.S. Navy, fought the Battle of Mobile Bay during the Civil War. I'm just trying to see if she was from a wealthy family. It doesn't seem it. Bachelor's degree in math, so she doesn't have a worthless degree. Obviously has real-world working experience. Doesn't seem like she came from wealth, so I think we got it all here. All right. Does she have real-world working experience? Yes. I wasn't an admiral in the Navy. I didn't compile some of the world's first programming languages. Did she come from wealth? I'm going to assume not. Did she major in dumb stuff? Absolutely not. What did she just worked? I think this gal, she just kept on going until like, nope, I'm going to maximize I wonder what she was doing up until her. I guarantee you she was working. So yeah, should she have ran for office? Absolutely. Would I have liked to have a beer with her? Yes. And I would have shut up and listened to what this woman had to say. I don't know if I would even talk. I'm like, I'm not going to insult your intelligence. So that's a cool gal. Look at that. Rod Canion. Joseph Rodney Rod Canion, born 1945, American computer science and businessman who co-founded the Compaq Computer Corporation in 1982 and served as first president. Graduated Houston in 66 with a bachelor's and master's of electrical engineering, emphasis computer science. All right, before been senior manager of Texas Instruments. Not a lot about his child background here. He majored in the right thing. He has real world working experience. After leaving, let's see here. Organized anniversary reunion, 1990 initial investment bank investments. Became chairman of board. 2016, he's still work. I mean, the guy's retirement age. So okay, so he was no career politician. He worked most of his life. He's still alive. I think he's. Let's look up Rod Canion. Let's look up his bio. Rod Canion. Engineer. It's just the invention of Compaq. Britannica. Yeah, everything, obviously with these accomplished people, you don't really get their background. And maybe he's never confessed what his childhood was. $1 billion. Yeah, I don't see anything. Let's do Rod Canion parents. before senior manager, was a shy man, took lessons, polish. Yeah, I don't think we don't have anything like his childhood or anything. So majored in the right thing. Has real world working experience, worked until he retired at a right age. The only thing is whether he came from wealth or not, which I don't know. All right, IMBD. There's very little about his childhood. I don't know. It's either a perfect score or he's got a score of 1. Would I like to have a beer with him? Yes. Should he run for office? Yes. Or should he have ran for office? Yes. But I don't know if he came, what's his name? Both Bill Gates, Donald Trump came from wealth. So they get a point against. Now they went on to build other empires. Gates a little bit more serious than Trump. But that's still a point against him. And then Jack Tramiel, American businessman and Holocaust survivor, best known for founding Commodore International, Commodore PET, computers running the company. Tramiel later formed the Atari Corporation after he purchased the remnants of the original Atari Incorporated from his parent company. He was one of 6 people spotlighted when the computer was denoted Machine of the Year by Time 19. Okay, so when did he buy Atari? That's what I want to know. Because if he bought it, he later formed the Atari Corporation after he purchased the remnants of the original Atari Inc. from its parent company. Was that all I want to know? Is he the guy, the reason that I had an Atari 2600? Because the man's a saint. Born Isaac Tramiel, Jewish family, son of Abraham Yosef Tramiel. After the German invasion of Poland in 1939, his family was transported by German occupiers to the Jewish ghetto of Lodz. Okay, so he didn't have exactly he might have come from wealthy folks, but no, whatever benefit that had was quickly gone, where he worked at a garment factory. When the ghettos were liquidated, his family was sent to the Auschwitz concentration camp. He was examined by Josef Mengele and selected for a work party, after which he and his father were sent to a labor camp Alem near Hanover. While his mother remained at Auschwitz, like many other inmates, his father was reported to have died of typhus in the work camp. However, Tramiel believed he was killed by an injection of gasoline. Tramiel was rescued from the labor camp, April 1945, by the A4th Infantry Division of the United States Army. In 1947, he immigrated to the United States. He soon joined the U.S. Army, where he learned how to repair office equipment, including typewriters. Okay, so he has real-world working experience. 1953, working as a taxi driver, Tramiel bought up a shop in the Bronx to repair office machinery, securing a $25,000 loan for business from the U.S. Army entitlement. He named it Commodore Portable Typewriter. Tramiel wanted a military-style name for his company, but names such as Admiral and General are already taken, so he settled on the Commodore name. By 1956, Tramiel signed a deal with Czechoslovak typewriter manufacturer Zbrojkova BRNONP to assemble and sell typewriters in North America. However, as Czechoslovakia was part of the Warsaw Pact, they could not be imported directly to the U.S., so Tramiel used parts from the Czech company's console typewriters and set up Commodore Business Machine in Toronto, Canada. Oh my goodness. After the Czech company began developing their own hardware, Commodore signed an agreement in 1962 with Rheinmetall Borsig AG and began to sell the Commodore portable typewriters made for parcel. Okay, all right. So going on, arrival of Japanese typewriters. It's a long time from 1962 to the Commodore 64. When Commodore released its first calculators, combining an LED display from Texas Instruments, found a ready market. However, after realizing the size of the market, TI decided to cut Commodore out of the middle and realized their own calculators. Gold once again rescued the company, injecting $3 million, which allowed Commodore to purchase MOS semiconductor home computers. Responding with the Commodore PET. Okay. 1977. Okay, so now we're more into the entry of the personal computer. Sell the computer. The PET became a success, especially in the education field, where its all-in-one design was a major advantage. Much of the success of the PET came from the business decision to sell directly to large customers instead of selling them through a dealer network. The first PET computer was sold primarily in Europe, where Commodore had also introduced the first wave of digital hand calculators. Prices drops, market secured. Monochrome monitor, green to black screen text was a disadvantage in the market when compared to machines like the Apple II and the Atari 800. Commodore responded with the VIC-20 and then the Commodore 64, which became the best-selling computer of all time. The VIC-20 was the first computer to sell 1 million units. Commodore 64 sold several million units. It was during this time that Tramiel coined the phrase, "We need to build computers for the masses, not the classes." 1983. Let's continue. 1983, after the company had lost hundreds of millions of dollars, stating that the TI just got suckered by Jack. Departure. Gold could control the company. He and Tramiel argued. Gold usually let Tramiel run the Commodore by himself. Tramiel was considered by many to be a micromanager who did not believe in budgets. He wanted to approve every expense greater than 1,000, which meant that operations stopped when Tramiel went on vacation. His management style made it difficult for a Commodore to hire and keep executives, but it is effective. Tramiel angrily left the January 1984 meeting of Commodore board of directors and never to return to the company. What happened? Every morning remains unclear. Resigned. This is all drama. Atari. After a short break for the computer industry, he formed a new company named Tramiel Technology in order to design and sell next generation home computer. The company was named Tramiel to help ensure that it would be pronounced correctly. Tramiel instead of Tramiel. 1984, Tramiel Technology bought the consumer division of Atari Incorporated from Warner Brothers Communication. Division had fallen on hard times due to the video game crash in 1983. Okay, so then they were responsible for like the Atari arcade games that keep going to today in terms of like brand name only. Was then renamed Atari Corporation, went on to produce 16-bit Atari ST computer, Motorola, competing on Amiga, despite the successful shipping. Poor personal reputation hurt Atari. All right, so he didn't bring it to the market. Years later, German government was to take over a factory. 1993. Died on personally. Well, retired in 96. So he did work pretty much. He died of heart failure in 2012 at age 83. Okay, so this guy, yeah, real world working experience. Did not have an easy childhood. Doesn't sound like he majored in anything dumb. It just sounded like he went to college. He just started working and hustling. Used to be able to do that in America before Karens and HR took over and required everyone to have a college degree. Where have all the good men gone? Why don't men have money? He just worked till he died. I'm sure a stint in the concentration camp made him have an appreciation of just being alive. There you go. So a score of 0. Would I have liked to have a beer with him? Absolutely. And should he have ran for office? Yeah, he, again, compared to modern day people, yes. But him just like micromanaging and approving all, like, I don't know if he'd have like the business acumen for it, is what I'm saying. All right, any super chats? We got one. Red V Raven, $10. Use this for the 2 newest Gods of War game to Ghost of Tsushima in quality. Thanks for what you do. Yeah, no problem. I will. I already did buy like the God of War 2018. I got that used, I think, at GameStop. And so I'm going to play that over the winter. But I will use that. Yes, thank you very much. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Speaking of local, oh my gosh, look at this guy. Yeah, there we go. Thanks, Torgo. Yeah, we got that. All right, that's it. There'll be more on the way later on this evening. If the internet works, I need to go to the gym so that I might get Duck Girls. We'll see you guys later. Toodles.